everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's Makan. Today I'm going to show you another classic dish. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of classic dish in my channel because what I believe, everyone should know how to make the original dish before making any quick version or a fusion, because this way you know how the original tastes like. Now today it's going to be a typical Malaysian Kuah Kacang. Yeah, it's actually peanut dipping sauce, or it's a peanut satay sauce. So that's what we're gonna make today. Let's go. So now right here we've got all the ingredients. Now let's start with one of our main ingredients here, the peanuts. So you got to peel this, I've got to roast this, roasting without oil. Now we've got lemongrass, galangal, ginger, we've got our shallots. If you don't have shallots, you can use red onion. We've got garlic, we've got a dried shrimp. So if you don't have a dried shrimp, you can directly use a fish sauce. Then chili paste. Usually we use a dried chili to make this. However, this is from a dried chili. I normally have a lot of this made to do sambals or some other stuff. Then we've got our tamarind water or tamarind juice. This is important. We need sugar, and we're gonna use a palm sugar, locally gula melaka. Then yes, we're gonna add, to give a bit of nice taste, thickness to it, with coconut milk. With a low fire, we're just going to roast this, not too much. If you see, I'm not using any oil here because later on we're going to use a lot of oil to make the sauce. So I basically, when I make this, at this stage, I do not use any oil here. Actually, I don't remove the skin here. This actually gives you an extra taste. Now let's add oil and add all the chopped ingredients and just stir fry that about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, now this is the perfect time for you to add the dried shrimp as well. We're not going to over fry this. Now let's just put this aside. Usually you add the dried chili together, but since we already have the chili paste, we're adding it now. This should be okay now, so let's just transfer this to a bowl because we got to grind this now. Now even just this, it's actually, wow, smells really good. I'm gonna go old school, but if you got no time, you can actually just use the blender and make it quicker. But the traditional way, this is how you're going to do it. I don't have a bigger one, so I can put all together. It'll take a bit longer, but it'll be totally worth it. We do not want to overdo this. Roughly like this, it should be enough. So that's just perfect. Now to cook the paste, we're gonna add quite a lot of oil here. The secret to a good peanut sauce is actually quite a number of oil. Let's add our paste. Right now this is on a slow fire, and we'll know when it's ready when you see the oil just floats on the top. I'm going to add a bit more water. At this stage, I would normally keep a bit of water level high because when you add the peanuts later on, it will actually absorb a lot of water. So a few minutes after, you would see boiling and the oil just floating on the top. I'm going to add a bit more water. And let it boil. Now we're gonna add the peanuts. Once we add the peanuts, if you see you need a bit more water, I would add a bit more water to it. Now let's just add about 50-70 grams of palm sugar. So we need a bit more sweeter, and then we can add a bit more. For now, we just leave it. Just gonna close this and leave it for half an hour. Now let's see how this is going. It's good. The color is good. Now we're gonna add coconut milk and keep on stirring it about 2 to 5 minutes. Let's balance this with tamarind water or tamarind juice. If you don't have this, you can actually use lemon or lime. Now just close this for about another 5 to 6 minutes and it's done. Let's take a look at our peanut sauce now. That's actually ready. You can see the color and the smell. Just smells good. Now the color, the texture, this is how a proper peanut sauce should be. The peanut sauce is actually a very versatile sauce, not just for satay, you can just use for any other dipping. So this time I'm actually making a fresh spring roll, also known as Vietnamese spring rolls. Finally, we're done for today, and don't forget to try this at home. This is one satisfying Kuah Kacang peanut sauce. Now that's really good. I'll see you next video.